Good morning, students. That in last class we have done that difference between the physical change and chemical change. We have done that about the physical change. Now today we will start. There is a chemical change, example of the chemical change, how their chemical changes take place. Now first we will read about these. There is a activities having there in activity there is a different reaction than in activities. That is the explanation that how we say that it is the chemical process or physical process. Then in this activity, new substance with an entirely different chemical property are formed from original substance, so all are chemical changes. If there is a property will change, new substance will form, that is a chemical change. A chemical change is also called a chemical reaction. What is chemical reaction? The process by which one or more substances transform into new substances having entirely different property from original substances. That is known as a chemical reaction. That is a one or more substances transform into new substances. When the two substances mix with each other, if they will form new substance with a different property from original substance, that is known as the chemical reaction. There is a two type of the term in the chemical reaction. One is a reactant, second is the product. Reactant which react with each other to form new substance, that is called reactant, and the new substance formed after a chemical change are called products. For example, here you can see this reaction. This substance mix with this one, then after mixing with each other, then they will form this substance, new substance. Then this term is known as the reactant, and after reacting this one, this term is known as the product. Clear now? After this one, chemical having the characteristics change in the physical state, evolution of gas, change in color and smell, formation of participator, change in the energy take place. These are the chemical change in physical state of the substance undergo chemical change may occur. For example, hydrogen gas burn in oxygen to form water. There is a physical static change. That means we are taking their gas, hydrogen gas, oxygen, combining with each other, then it will form the water, that is in liquid form. That's their physical static change. It also will be chemical change. Evolution of gas, if gas will release, then also we can say chemical reaction. When CaCO3 plus HCl reacting with each other, then it will form the calcium chloride water, then it will release the CO2 gas. Change in color and smell, then if color or smell will change during this reaction, then also will be chemical change. When the copper carbonate is heated strongly, then a black residue of the copper oxide is left. There we are taking green copper carbonate, heat with a high flame, then it will release their CO or copper oxide with black residue and release carbon dioxide. Formation of precipitated in an insoluble solid formed when two chemicals react with each other. Clear? Here we are reacting this one when the aqueous solution of the iron chloride is mixed with the ammonium hydroxide, a brown precipitate of the iron hydroxide is formed. Next, change in energy. This also chemical reaction. If their energy will change, energy can be released, can be absorbed. Then on behalf of the energy, then we are dividing this chemical reaction into two types, exothermic reaction and endothermic reaction. Exothermic reaction, those reactions in which energy will release during the reaction along the product, that is the exothermic reaction. And endothermic reaction, those reactions in which energy is absorbed by the reactant during the reaction, that is the endothermic reaction. Clear now? Their example, CaU, calcium oxide, react with water, then it will release calcium hydroxide plus heat. There will release heat, that is a releasing energy. That's why this one is the exothermic reaction. If absorb energy, then it will endothermic reaction. Their example, nitrogen plus oxygen reacting with each other, then it will absorb heat, then it will give nitric oxide NO. Type of the chemical reaction. There is a chemical reaction type given: combination reaction, decomposition reaction, displacement reaction, double displacement reaction. These are the type of the chemical reaction. Combination reaction, the chemical reaction in which two or more substances combined to form a single product is known as the combination reaction. When we are combining two or more substances and it will form the single product, that is the combination reaction. For example, carbon plus oxygen, it will give carbon dioxide. Decomposition reaction, when one substance is decomposed into two or more simpler substances, that is known as a decomposition reaction. That if we are taking one substance, if after reacting it will be break two or more substances, that is a decomposition reaction. For example, here one substance we are taking baking soda, and after heating then it will be break down into the sodium carbonate and water vapors and carbon dioxide. Next, a displacement reaction. Displacement reaction, when one more reactive element displace a less reactive element from a compound, is known as a displacement reaction. That we are reacting that two different type of the compound, then is a more reactive element is a displace the less reactive element and take the position of that element, that is known as a displacement reaction. Here the silver nitrate and copper is a more reactive as compared to the silver, that's why it will be replace the silver and come here, then it will form the copper nitrate and it will release the silver. Double displacement, if solution of two compounds react by exchanging their residuals, is known as a double displacement, and it also known as the precipitation reaction. Here two compound we are taking BaCl, barium chloride and sodium sulfate. Then after reaction, then both will changing elements, then it here will form that barium sulfate and sodium chloride. Their example also given, then read these example of chemical changes, how their chemical change take place and their characteristics of the chemical changes take place. This also read yourself up to this one, then read your chapter up to this. Okay, thank you.